The huge areas of the world that have never been looked at by archaeology at all. Or if looked at by archaeology, looked at only minimally. Of course, the most important are the flooded continental shelves. And that's why Santa and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world.
Nestled at the westernmost edge of the Saurashtra Peninsula in what is now the state of Gujarat, India, the ancient city of Dwarka offers a narrative that is as rich in spirituality and mythology as it is in historical urban development.
The calculation is that 27 million square kilometers that was above water during the Ice Age is underwater now.
The city's strategic positioning near the confluence of the Gomati River and the Arabian Sea played a pivotal role not just in safeguarding it from potential invaders, but also in bolstering maritime trade and fostering connections with other parts of the ancient world. This geographical advantage, coupled with the city being enveloped by water on all sides, either as a peninsula or a series of islands, crafted a natural fortress that was a challenge for any adversary to overcome.
Most of human civilization has been organized around water, right? And as the water levels change, some of those ancient cities could be completely covered.
We did a lot of diving in southern India, so it was great for her to be able to talk in their own language to Tamil fishermen and Tamil divers and see if they'd seen any weird stuff underwater, which they certainly had.
Moreover, the Gomati River's proximity not only enhanced the city's scenic beauty, but also served as a crucial lifeline for its residents. Dwarka's urban landscape, as depicted in ancient texts, was nothing short of architectural grandeur. The city boasted of meticulously planned streets, a state-of-the-art drainage system, and formidable fortifications, all of which were divided into well-defined sectors for residential, commercial, and administrative purposes.
We know that it's been underwater for about 6,000 or 7,000 years, but the question is, how long before that was it made? How long did it stand there above water?
This level of urban planning and civil engineering sophistication showcases an advanced understanding of city management and infrastructure development, making Dwarka a marvel in ancient urban planning. The city's defensive structures, including a series of gates and fortifications, underscored the thoughtful defensive strategy employed in its construction. These were not merely architectural feats, but were strategically designed to regulate access and provide unwavering protection against invasions. Such architectural and strategic prowess points to a high degree of sophistication and indicates that Dwarka was a city that blended beauty with brains, making it a formidable entity in the ancient world.
You're coming across statues underwater, you're coming across columns underwater. It's just magical in diving on an underwater city.
Diving into the depths off the coast of modern-day Dwarka in Gujarat, India, archaeologists have embarked on marine explorations that have significantly advanced our understanding of the ancient city's grandeur and the sophisticated civilization that once flourished there. These underwater explorations have brought to light submerged structures, stone foundations, walls, pillars, and steps that many believe were part of the legendary Dwarka, a city of immense importance in Hindu scriptures. The discovery of such elaborate underwater architecture points towards the advanced engineering and construction techniques of the time, hinting at a society that was far ahead of its contemporaries in terms of urban planning and infrastructure development. The use of modern technology, including sonar scanning, diving explorations, and underwater photography, has been instrumental in mapping out the submerged city, providing us with a clearer picture of its complexity and the scale at which it operated. But the revelations don't stop at structures. A plethora of artifacts unearthed both from the seabed and land excavations near Dwarka tell tales of a culturally rich and economically prosperous society. The remnants of well-laid streets and an elaborate drainage system underscore a high degree of urban planning, indicative of a society that valued organization, environmental health, and the well-being of its citizens. Moreover, the variety of materials discovered suggests Dwarka was a bustling hub of trade and cultural exchange, maintaining connections with other civilizations of its time. This diversity not only showcases the city's economic vitality, but also its cultural openness and dynamism. But perhaps what's most fascinating is the chronological evidence unearthed through radiocarbon dating.
We have to accept that civilization in India is at least 5,000 years old. The largely and correctly discredited notion of an Aryan invasion of India needs to be abandoned.
Some artifacts and structural components of the submerged city have been dated back to the 2nd millennium BCE, aligning Dwarka's timeline with that of Lord Krishna, as described in traditional beliefs and ancient texts. This dating not only cements Dwarka's place as a significant cultural, religious, and economic center in the ancient world, but also bridges the gap between mythological narratives and historical reality. These archaeological findings offer a tangible framework to understand the evolution of urban settlements in ancient India, shedding light on societal structures, trade practices, and the cultural dynamics of the time. As we piece together clues from the past, Dwarka holds a special place in the tapestry of Hindu mythology and Indian ancient history, not just for its divine origins, but also for the mystery and majesty that encompass its story. At the heart of Dwarka's legend is its foundation by Lord Krishna, a pivotal figure in Hinduism revered across various traditions. The epic tales from the Mahabharata and the Bhagavata Purana tell us of Krishna's quest to protect his people from persistent threats, leading to the establishment of this city. It wasn't just a random choice. Krishna was strategic, opting for a location that offered natural defenses and prosperous living conditions for his subjects. Positioned on the western coast, Dwarka was a fortress against adversaries, thanks to its geographical advantages and access to vital sea routes that facilitated trade and communication. This city wasn't just a safe haven, it was a symbol of divine protection and ingenuity, blending spiritual significance with architectural splendor. The story of Dwarka, with its grand buildings and eventual mysterious submergence, captures the imagination, making it a subject of fascination and reverence. Dwarka, often hailed as the City of Gold in ancient scriptures, embodies not just the literal application of gold in its architecture, but also represents an era of unparalleled wealth, prosperity, and architectural ingenuity. This legendary city, with its palaces shimmering with gold and precious stones, grand public spaces, and formidable fortifications, stands as a testament to the zenith of ancient urban development and prosperity. The city's opulence wasn't confined to its material wealth. It extended to its sophisticated design and layout, which were attributed to Vishwakarma, the divine architect in Hindu mythology. Commissioned by Lord Krishna, Vishwakarma's vision for Dwarka was nothing short of architectural brilliance. The planning of Dwarka was meticulously executed, with distinct zones for residential quarters, marketplaces, temples, and public buildings. This segregation ensured that the city functioned efficiently, with each area serving its purpose without encroaching on another. The residential quarters, designed for comfort and accessibility, were likely constructed with not just security in mind, but also aesthetics, ensuring that the city's inhabitants lived in an environment that was safe, beautiful, and harmonious with nature. But perhaps the most captivating tale of Dwarka is its mysterious submergence.
The submergence of those sites is largely because of subsidence of land rather than sea level rise, because it's relatively recent.
Legend has it that following Lord Krishna's departure from this world, the city met its end, swallowed by the sea. This story isn't just a pivotal chapter in Hindu mythology, marking the end of an era and the onset of Kali Yuga. It has also piqued the interest of archaeologists and historians. Their underwater explorations near the modern city of Dwarka have unearthed submerged structures, offering a tangible link to the city's legendary past. These discoveries hint at the existence of a significant settlement that might have gradually succumbed to rising sea levels or other catastrophic events, giving some historical backbone to the mythological tales. The submergence of Dwarka is often seen through a symbolic lens, reflecting on the ephemeral nature of wealth and the inevitability of change. It reminds us that even the most splendid creations, no matter how grand or well-built, are not immune to the forces of time and nature. This story, rich with historical intrigue and mythological depth, continues to enchant and provoke thought, bridging the ancient with the present and the mythical with the real.
What if an entire world we once knew vanished beneath the ocean's surface, swallowed whole by the sea, leaving behind only whispers and legends? Could we piece together its stories from the watery grave that consumed it? And perhaps even more intriguing, what mysteries still lie hidden, waiting to be uncovered in the deep? Diving through the calm waters off the coast of Egypt, researchers discovered a truth stranger than the legends themselves. Here, beneath layers of sediment and marine life, sleep the ruins of cities once known to pharaohs, merchants, and pilgrims. As we drift closer to this sunken realm, questions emerge from the blue depths. Why did these cities vanish? How did they thrive before their quiet descent into obscurity? And what secrets might these ruins reveal about the ancient world's cultural crossroads?
For ages, scholars spoke of Thonis Heracleion and Canopus, two ancient cities situated near the mouth of the Nile. They were mentioned in texts, hinted at by passing references in historical accounts, yet no one alive had seen them. Their legacy survived as whispers in old writings. By the turn of the millennium, technological leaps made a new kind of exploration possible, and a team of underwater archaeologists embarked on a quest that would change our understanding of early Egyptian history. Before Alexandria's rise to fame, Thonis Heracleion was a grand gateway to Egypt, controlling seaborne trade and enforcing taxes on vessels arriving from distant ports. Its position at the mouth of the Nile made it a natural hub, a checkpoint for merchants navigating complicated trade routes. But if the city was so vital, why had it disappeared? The silence of these ruins suggested something slow and inevitable, perhaps a subtle sinking rather than a sudden cataclysm. Could shifting lands and trembling earth have undermined the city's foundations? When modern surveys began, archaeologists like Frank Gaudio combined ancient texts, advanced sonar mapping, and magnetometers to find traces of the lost landscape. Slowly, stone fragments and monumental statues emerged. Intricate details, previously only imagined, were verified underwater. Step by step, block by block, Thonis Heracleion reintroduced itself to our world. Monuments that once soared above bustling streets lay toppled on the seabed, their carvings still crisp, their inscriptions still telling stories of gods and kings. This metropolis was no minor outpost. Coins, anchors, weights and measures, jewelry and ceramics revealed thriving trade links. Goods moved between Egypt and the greater Mediterranean, blending cultures and economies. Neighbouring Canopus, long famed for religious sanctuaries and spiritual practices, emerged from its watery cloak to reveal objects of devotion and ritual vessels. Pilgrims once flocked there to seek blessings and cures. Now, their footprints are erased, replaced by schools of fish and drifting seagrass. What made these discoveries so compelling was the cultural tapestry they wove. Egyptian, Greek, and even Roman elements danced together in the artifacts and architectural fragments. Gods from different pantheons were honored side by side. Temples reflected layered identities, mirroring the fluid cultural exchanges that marked this era of history. The cities were living, breathing testaments to a world without rigid borders, a world in constant conversation with itself. Yet these submerged cities are only one part of the puzzle. Off Alexandria's shores, fragments of what many believe to be Cleopatra's palatial district have also been found. How could we not be captivated by the possibility of wandering through halls the legendary queen once graced? The stones scattered on the seabed may have witnessed royal ceremonies, political intrigues, and romantic liaisons. If we listen closely, can we still sense Cleopatra's presence in these ruins? Preserving these treasures demands delicate expertise. Divers work slowly, carefully clearing silt to avoid damaging fragile artifacts. Specialized teams document each piece before it's raised to the surface for conservation. Museums curate these finds, unveiling them to a curious global audience. Traveling exhibitions bring these relics from the seabed into our modern-day consciousness, bridging millennia. The findings sharpen our perception of how ancient cities breathed, prospered, interacted, and fell silent beneath blue depths. Still, none of this fully answers the larger question: why did they sink? Theories abound, each more intriguing than the last. Some believe that the soft, waterlogged soils of the Nile Delta gradually gave way under the weight of temples and towers. Others point to subtle changes in climate and rising sea levels that crept in over centuries, pushing waters higher and higher until streets became canals and homes became reefs. Some suspect a more dramatic ending, an earthquake or a tsunami that shook the foundations, toppling what man had built. Could it have been a sudden cataclysm? The debate continues. As we watch the archaeological team at work, we witness a slow conversation across time. Each statue raised from the seabed speaks. Each inscription read under shifting light reveals a hidden chapter. These ghostly outlines of temples and sacred boats, these fragments of columns and shattered shrines, form a dialogue between today's scholars and yesterday's artisans. The archaeological evidence is overwhelming, says Frank Goddio, and each new find helps us piece together more of the puzzle that is ancient Egypt's maritime heritage. This puzzle, scattered across the seafloor, reflects a grandeur lost but not forgotten. Today, researchers question, hypothesize, and unearth, reconstructing a narrative that grows richer and more complex with every find. As we return to our initial questions, why did they vanish, and what did they leave behind? The answers emerge bit by bit beneath the water's surface. The real question is no longer whether we can find these lost cities, but how many more stories, hidden just out of sight, are yet to be revealed.
Often linked to the legendary city mentioned in the Mahabharata, an ancient Indian epic, the exploration of Dwarka is a perfect example of how ancient texts can align with modern scientific discoveries in marine archaeology. Known in ancient Indian scriptures as the gateway to heaven, Dwarka's story is wrapped in deep mythological significance with a rich historical backdrop. It's mentioned across various texts, including the Mahabharata, Bhagavata Purana, Vishnu Purana, and Harivamsa, where it's described as a city of magnificent scale and beauty, crafted by the divine architect Vishwakarma at Krishna's request. According to these texts, the city boasted 56,000 palaces made of crystal and silver, decked with emeralds and other precious stones, designed in 6 well-organized sectors with roads laid in grid patterns and enhanced with numerous reservoirs and gardens. As a bustling metropolis, Dwarka was a hub of profound Vedic learning, music, arts, and literature, similar to the economic and cultural dynamism seen in ancient Athens. The city also holds a mythical status due to its association with Lord Krishna, revered as a deity, king, strategist, and philosopher. This connection brought the city an almost divine repute, with Krishna's opulent palace shining bright, its walls inlaid with gold and precious stones, reminiscent of the mythical city of El Dorado. The city's dramatic end came after Krishna's departure, believed to have been submerged by the sea as a divine retribution by the sea god for the moral fall of its inhabitants, echoing the narrative of the biblical Great Flood intended to purge sin from the world. This cataclysmic event has rooted Dwarka in the collective memory as not only a symbol of prosperity and spiritual wisdom, an ideal society where material riches and spiritual enlightenment coexisted, but also as a cautionary tale of hubris. Archaeological findings over the years have only added layers to its mystique. Excavations and underwater studies have unearthed evidence of what many believe to be parts of the original majestic city. Stone anchors and remnants of potential public buildings or docks indicate a once thriving maritime trade, comparable to that of ancient Carthage, renowned for its naval supremacy. Moreover, the story of Dwarka often draws parallels with the legend of Atlantis, another advanced civilization believed to have met its end submerged under the ocean. Both cities are depicted in their respective lore as victims of their societal ego and moral decay, powerful societies that fell from grace, serving as moral lessons that prosperity can often lead to downfall if not handled with care. The story of the discovery and exploration of the ancient city of Dwarka opens a fascinating chapter in the field of underwater archaeology in India, linking mythological tales to historical evidence through its rich findings. The initial intrigue around Dwarka began as far back as the 1930s, when local fishermen and residents near what is now the town of Dwarka in Gujarat stumbled upon ancient pottery and other remnants either on the seashore or entangled in their fishing nets. These casual discoveries sparked a keen interest among local historians and archaeologists, further fueled by community stories of a grand city that thrived before being swallowed by the sea, tales that have been linked to the legendary figure of Lord Krishna. The systematic exploration of these underwater ruins started much later in the 1960s, when Dr. S.R. Rao from the Archaeological Survey of India took charge of the project. Often likened to Heinrich Schliemann, who famously excavated Troy, Rao brought an interdisciplinary approach to the excavation at Dwarka. He combined traditional archaeology with underwater diving and marine geology, a methodology that was pioneering at the time and set a new standard for underwater exploration globally. This extensive research led to the unearthing of a treasure trove of artifacts dating back to around 1500 BCE, indicative of a once thriving urban center. Among the findings were large stone structures and anchors, possibly used for docking ships. Various styles of pottery ranging from domestic pots to larger storage jars used in trade, and numerous beads made from semi-precious stones, pointing to a bustling hub for trade and ornament manufacturing. The archaeological pursuits in Dwarka gained new momentum in the 1980s under the aegis of the Marine Archaeology Unit of the National Institute of Oceanography, India. These pioneering efforts were groundbreaking, not only for Indian archaeology but for the study of submerged cities worldwide. The detailed mapping and artifact recovery conducted then laid the groundwork for the comprehensive understanding of Dwarka's extensive and multifaceted past, drawing a vivid picture of its historical and cultural panorama. This ongoing journey into the heart of India's submerged heritage continues to shed light on the sophisticated urban planning and vibrant cultural life of ancient Dwarka, bridging the gap between ancient scripts and the tangible past. Exploring the ancient city of Dwarka didn't come without its challenges. The dive sites were beset by strong underwater currents and often suffered from poor visibility, which made the archaeological work particularly difficult. However, Dr. S.R. Rao and his team were determined and adapted to these harsh conditions with remarkable resilience. They developed innovative underwater archaeology techniques that allowed for detailed mapping and careful recovery of artifacts, setting a high standard for future excavations. Every item brought up from the depths was meticulously documented and preserved, creating a methodical record that would aid not just in the study of Dwarka, but also serve as a valuable reference for other underwater archaeology projects across the globe. These practices, refined during the Dwarka excavations, have had a lasting impact on how submerged artifacts are handled worldwide. The story of Dwarka's rediscovery and study often draws parallels with the underwater exploration of Alexandria in Egypt. Both cities were key maritime centers in their time and provided a wealth of archaeological treasures that included massive stone structures hinting at sophisticated urban planning. The work in Alexandria, led by Frank Goddio, mirrored Rao's efforts in many ways. Both teams used advanced diving and submersible technology to unravel the secrets of these ancient cities, pushing the boundaries of what could be achieved in underwater archaeology. Moreover, both cities hold places of deep cultural and historical significance in their respective mythologies. Dwarka as the city of Krishna and Alexandria for its pharaohs, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These explorations not only shed light on the physical layouts of these once thriving metropolises, but also offered insights into their cultural and historical contexts, enriching our understanding of ancient civilizations. The success of these underwater excavations has also sparked a renaissance in marine archaeology and brought educational and cultural enrichment. The artifacts and the findings from Dwarka have been incorporated into academic curricula and are regularly featured in public exhibitions, showcasing the intricate nature of urban planning and the vibrant cultural life that once characterized ancient Indian civilizations. Diving deep into the chronology and historical context of Dwarka through rigorous dating and analysis of its ruins has opened up new perspectives on this ancient urban center. The use of various carbon dating techniques on artifacts and structural remains from the underwater site has been particularly revealing, setting a timeline that suggests the city's oldest structures might date back to around 2000 BCE. Interestingly, these findings indicate that parts of Dwarka were thriving during what could be considered the mature Harappan period, aligning it with other great civilizations of the time like those in Egypt and Mesopotamia. Excavations have shown the city's development through multiple layers of urban settlement. The oldest of these layers display signs of sophisticated city architecture with advanced urban planning and hydraulic engineering typical of the Harappan civilization. The layers that followed tell a story of gradual architectural evolution and cultural continuity, evident in the changing styles of pottery and city layouts, suggesting a long history of human habitation. However, the exact nature of how these findings correlate with descriptions in ancient scriptures like the Mahabharata has been a hot topic of debate. Some of the unearthed structures loosely match the grand descriptions found in these texts, but the extent of their resemblance is still under scrutiny. Scholars are divided. Some suggest the ruins might not belong to the single legendary city of Dwarka as described in the texts, but rather to a series of cities built and destroyed over various epochs. Further discussions among archaeologists emphasize the city's significant role as a maritime hub. The discovery of extensive fortifications and valuable artifacts suggests that Dwarka was a center for trade, possibly connecting with other ancient civilizations across the Middle East and Africa. This is supported by findings like weights, measures, and ceilings that indicate a well-organized trade system, akin to those observed in ancient Mesopotamian sites. Drawing parallels with other legendary cities like Troy adds another layer to our understanding. Both Dwarka and Troy occupy iconic statuses in their respective cultural mythologies and have been subjects of archaeological studies that blend myth with reality. While Troy's excavations revealed insights into ancient Greek and Trojan lifestyles, the studies in Dwarka have illuminated aspects of late Harappan and post-Harappan cultures in India. The architectural differences are also stark. Troy is known for its massive defensive walls, whereas Dwarka's ruins reflect a preference for sophisticated urban planning and effective water management systems, showcasing different priorities and environmental adaptations between the two. Welcome to a journey through time and beneath the earth where secrets of the ancient world lie hidden in the shadows. Today we're diving deep into the submerged wonders of the Koska Cave, a Paleolithic masterpiece tucked beneath the sea near Marseille, and soaring through the immense underground canyons of Scocjan caves in Slovenia, a place where history echoes off the walls. Join us as we explore these incredible caves, each holding mysteries that predate the Ice Age. Koska Cave, nestled near Marseille in the Calanques of southern France, is a remarkable underwater cave that offers a window into the Upper Paleolithic period. Discovered by Henri Koska, a professional diver from Marseille, the cave's entrance lies 37 meters below the surface of the sea near Cap Morgeau. Koska, who was driven more by a passion for diving and the allure of the unknown rather than archaeological ambitions, first explored this submerged entrance in 1985. The entrance to the cave, now underwater, was submerged due to rising sea levels following the last ice age, preserving its contents through the millennia. During his initial dives, Koska was not conducting an archaeological investigation. It was only after several explorations, as he delved deeper into the cave's labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, that he began to notice walls decorated with what seemed to be ancient artwork. The significance of these findings was not immediately apparent. However, over time, the implications of his discovery began to dawn on him. It wasn't until 1991, several years after his initial discovery, that the true archaeological importance of the cave was recognized. Koska reached out to Jean Clot, a renowned prehistorian, who conducted the first scientific examination of the site. Klotz confirmed that the paintings and engravings were indeed from the Upper Paleolithic period, marking a crucial step in the cave's study and preservation. Access to the cave remains a significant challenge, as the entrance is a long, narrow underwater tunnel only navigable by skilled divers. This natural barrier has helped shield the cave from casual explorers and the elements, helping to preserve its ancient artworks from both human interference and environmental degradation. This combination of fascinating discovery, unique preservation conditions, and significant historical artifacts makes Koska Cave a unique and valuable site for understanding the distant past. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Koska Cave, we uncover not only its historical significance, but also the geological processes that shaped it. Within the limestone cliffs of the Calanques near Marseille, France, Koska Cave is a product of millions of years of erosion, sedimentation, and tectonic activity. These natural forces have carved out an intricate network of chambers and narrow passages, stretching several hundred meters into the cliffs. The main entrance, now submerged under the sea, forms a 175-meter-long underwater tunnel, serving as a natural barrier that has preserved the integrity of the cave and maintained its internal climate. This has been crucial in protecting the delicate prehistoric artworks within from external influences. Within these ancient walls, over 500 graphic elements tell a vivid story of life during the Paleolithic era. The cave's art is divided into two distinct periods. The earlier works, dating from 27,000 to 19,000 years ago, feature predominantly hand stencils and geometric shapes, reflecting early humans' exploration of personal identity and abstract thought. Later artworks, however, show a marked progression to detailed depictions of both local and marine fauna, suggesting a deepening of cognitive abilities and cultural sophistication among the cave's occupants. Among the cave's unique artistic highlights is the depiction of marine species such as seals and jellyfish, exceptionally rare in Paleolithic rock art, which predominantly features terrestrial animals. This inclusion suggests that the inhabitants of the Koska region might have had a unique maritime culture, relying on the sea not just for sustenance, but also integrating it deeply into their spiritual and artistic lives. This stands in stark contrast to contemporaneous inland sites like Lascaux Cave, where the art focuses almost exclusively on land animals, indicating a lifestyle deeply connected to the forests and plains. In drawing comparisons, Koska Cave bears similarities to the Indonesian Liang Tedonga Cave, home to the world's oldest known cave painting of a warty pig. Both sites provide crucial insights into their respective cultures' interactions with their environments. However, while Liang Tedonga emphasizes early human interaction with terrestrial fauna, Koska Cave uniquely showcases the integration of marine life into human artistic expression, offering a rare glimpse into Paleolithic maritime life. One fascinating theory posits that the dual themes of terrestrial and marine animals in Koska's art might reflect a mythological or totemic system where these animals were revered and possibly considered spiritually significant. This is supported by the respectful depiction of these animals, suggesting they held more than mere nutritional value. It is possible that Koska Cave served as a sacred site where rituals or teachings about these spirit animals were conducted, making it both a sanctuary and a repository of communal knowledge. This intertwining of art, culture, and spirituality highlights the complex relationship between the cave's ancient inhabitants and their environment, continuing to fascinate and enlighten us about the depth of human history. As we turn our attention from the maritime splendor of the Koska Cave to the dramatic landscapes of Eastern Europe, we encounter another fascinating world beneath the Earth's surface, the Scocjan caves in Slovenia. Nestled in the karst region, these caves are not just cavernous wonders, but also a testament to the region's rich archaeological heritage. In 1986, Scocjan caves earned a spot on the UNESCO World Heritage List, celebrated for both their natural and cultural importance. The allure of Scocjan caves has captivated humans for centuries, perhaps even millennia. The dramatic disappearance of the Reka River into the depths of the earth has fueled local Slovene folklore with tales of chasms and underworld passages, hinting at a deep-rooted connection with these caves. One of the earliest comprehensive descriptions came from Johann Weikard von Valvassor in 1689. In his work, The Glory of the Duchy of Carniola, he praised the cave's grandeur, sparking interest across Europe. Yet it wasn't until the 1880s that scientific exploration truly began. These explorations, which continued into the early 20th century, mapped the extensive network of passages and chambers and led to the construction of paths and bridges, making the caves more accessible for both scientific study and tourism. Scocjan caves are a prime example of karst topography, formed by the persistent action of the Reka River. As it flows over 50 kilometers on the surface and then another 34 kilometers underground, the river dissolves limestone, creating a complex network of caves, tunnels, and chambers. This process has led to the formation of some of the cave system's most notable features, such as the Martel Chamber and the Silent Cave. Named after the French speleologist Edouard Alfred Martel, the Martel chamber is one of the largest underground chambers in the world, boasting a self-regulating microclimate. The Silent Cave, or Tihajama, plunges nearly 150 meters deep, showcasing the incredible power of subterranean rivers and erosion. The sheer depth and isolation create an eerie silence in the cave, occasionally interrupted by the drip of water or the muffled rush of the river further below. Drawing an interesting parallel, Scocjan caves can be compared to the Mammoth Cave system in Kentucky, USA. Both UNESCO World Heritage Sites represent extensive karst landscapes, but while Scocjan impresses with its deep underground canyons and river erosion features, Mammoth Cave boasts the title of the world's longest cave system with more than 400 miles of surveyed passageways. This comparison highlights the diverse ways in which water shapes limestone to create breathtaking subterranean worlds. An important aspect of Scocjan caves is the unique biodiversity they support, thanks to the stable conditions of constant temperature and humidity. This environment is home to unique species, including the cave salamander, affectionately known as the human fish due to its skin color. This biodiversity is crucial for understanding karst environments and the evolutionary adaptations of life forms thriving in perpetual darkness, further cementing the Scocjan caves as not only a natural wonder, but also a significant ecological and cultural treasure. Imagine diving into the depths of the ocean, only to stumble upon the remnants of an ancient world lost to time. The Bimini Road in the Bahamas and the Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan are two such mysterious sites that challenge our understanding of history. Could these submerged structures be the handiwork of advanced pre-flood civilizations, or are they simply nature's remarkable creations? Join us as we delve into the mysteries of these underwater marvels, exploring the theories and controversies that surround them, and uncover the secrets that lie beneath the waves. The Bimini Road, an underwater rock formation off the coast of Bimini Island in the Bahamas, has long captivated historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries. This intriguing formation is often linked to the legend of Atlantis and is thought by some to be evidence of an advanced pre-flood civilization. The Bimini Road consists of a series of rectangular limestone blocks that appear to be deliberately placed, creating what looks like a road or wall beneath the ocean's surface. The Bimini Road was first discovered in 1968 by a team led by Dr. J. Manson Valentine, a marine biologist and archaeologist. During an underwater expedition near North Bimini Island, Dr. Valentine, along with Jacques Mayol and Robert Angove, documented the formation, noting its peculiar arrangement and the striking regularity of the stone blocks. Dr. Valentine published his findings, describing the Bimini Road as a structure consisting of large, flat, rectangular stones, some measuring up to 4 meters in length. The stones were arranged in a linear fashion, forming a path approximately 800 meters long. This arrangement led to speculations about its origin and purpose. The Bimini Road is composed primarily of limestone, a common sedimentary rock in the region. The blocks are roughly rectangular and vary in size, with some measuring as large as 4 meters in length, 3 meters in width, and 1 meter in thickness. The stones are arranged in a haphazard yet seemingly deliberate pattern, leading to theories that they were placed by human hands rather than formed through natural processes. Several theories have been proposed to explain the origin and purpose of the Bimini Road. Some geologists argue that it is a natural formation, resulting from the erosion of beach rock. They suggest that the rectangular blocks are a product of natural processes, such as the fracturing and erosion of limestone by wave action and tidal forces. This theory posits that the formation is an example of beach rock, a type of limestone that forms in the intertidal zone. As sea levels fluctuated over millennia, these rocks could have fractured and shifted, creating the appearance of a man-made structure. On the other hand, some researchers believe that the Bimini Road could be the remains of an ancient harbor or breakwater, constructed by an advanced pre-Columbian civilization to serve as a docking area for boats or ships. The most famous and controversial theory links the Bimini Road to the lost city of Atlantis. Proponents of this idea argue that the formation is evidence of a highly advanced civilization that existed before a catastrophic flood event. This theory was fueled by Edgar Cayce, a renowned American psychic, who predicted that remnants of Atlantis would be found near Bimini in the late 1960s. Since its discovery, the Bimini Road has been the subject of numerous investigations and research expeditions. In the early 1970s, British researcher Harold Wilkins conducted dives and studies at the site, reporting additional stone structures and artifacts that further fueled speculation about its origins. Around the same time, Dr. Dmitry Rebikov, a pioneer in underwater photography, captured extensive photographic evidence of the formation, providing detailed visual documentation that aided in the analysis and interpretation of the site. In recent decades, advanced technologies such as sonar mapping and underwater excavation have been employed to study the Bimini Road. These surveys have provided more detailed information about the formation's dimensions, composition, and alignment. Geological studies have focused on analyzing the limestone blocks and the surrounding seabed, with researchers seeking to determine whether the stones were naturally formed or shaped by human activity. Despite ongoing research, the Bimini Road remains a topic of controversy and debate. Many scientists and archaeologists remain skeptical of the claims that the formation is man-made, arguing that the evidence points more convincingly toward a natural geological formation. Nevertheless, alternative theories continue to be explored, with some researchers advocating for more extensive underwater excavations to uncover potential artifacts or further structural elements that could shed light on the formation's true nature. Regardless of its origin, the Bimini Road holds significant historical interest. It has become a focal point for discussions about ancient civilizations, lost cities, and the mysteries of human history. Moving on to another underwater structure, the Yonaguni Monument is one such intriguing formation. Located off the southern coast of Yonaguni Island, part of the Ryukyu Islands in Japan. This underwater rock formation has captivated the attention of archaeologists, geologists, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries due to its striking resemblance to a stepped pyramid or a complex of terraces and platforms. Discovered by divers in the 1980s, the monument has sparked intense debate regarding its origins and purpose. Some believe it to be the remnants of an ancient city submerged after a catastrophic event, possibly linked to a pre-flood civilization. The Yonaguni Monument was discovered in 1986 by Kihachiro Aratake, a local diver and director of the Yonaguni-cho Tourism Association. While exploring the seabed near Yonaguni Island, Aratake stumbled upon a massive, mysterious structure with remarkably straight edges and flat surfaces. His discovery quickly garnered attention, and further dives were conducted to explore the site in greater detail. After the initial discovery, a series of surveys and exploratory dives were carried out by Japanese marine geologist Masaki Kimura and his team. Dr. Kimura, from the University of the Ryukyus, has been one of the most vocal proponents of the theory that the Yonaguni Monument is a human-made structure. Over the years, his team has documented numerous features that suggest artificial construction. The Yonaguni Monument is composed primarily of fine-grained sandstone and mudstone, which are common sedimentary rocks in the region. The formation is notable for its geometric shapes, including flat terraces, right-angled corners, and straight walls. The structure measures approximately 150 meters in length, 40 meters in width, and 27 meters in height. It consists of multiple layers or steps, reminiscent of a stepped pyramid, with some areas featuring what appear to be stairs or platforms. The monument includes large, flat terraces, some connected by what look like staircases, varying in size and elevation to create a stepped appearance. Additionally, some parts of the monument feature depressions and channels resembling water basins or pools, leading to speculation about their potential use in ancient times. Certain sections include upright stone pillars and walls with sharp angles, which further contribute to the theory of human intervention. The origins and purpose of the Yonaguni Monument have been the subject of much debate and speculation. Some geologists argue that the monument is a natural formation, resulting from tectonic activity and natural erosion processes. They suggest that the geometric shapes are a result of the natural fracturing and weathering of the sandstone. The formation's straight edges and flat surfaces could be attributed to the natural jointing of sandstone, where vertical and horizontal fractures create block-like structures that resemble human-made features. On the other hand, proponents of the human-made theory, such as Dr. Masaki Kimura, believe that the monument is the remains of an ancient civilization that existed more than 10,000 years ago. They argue that the precise angles and regular shapes are unlikely to have been formed solely by natural processes. This theory posits that the Yonaguni monument was part of a city or complex submerged after a catastrophic event, such as a massive earthquake or rising sea levels at the end of the last ice age. Some researchers have also explored the possibility that the Yonaguni monument is connected to local legends and myths. The Ryukyu Islands have a rich folklore that includes stories of ancient civilizations and sunken cities. Since its discovery, the Yonaguni monument has been the focus of numerous investigations and research efforts. Extensive diving expeditions have been conducted to map and document the monument. Divers have used underwater photography and videography to capture detailed images of the structure. Advanced technologies, such as 3D modeling and sonar mapping, have been employed to create detailed digital representations of the monument, helping researchers analyze its features and structure. Geological studies have focused on analyzing the composition and formation of the sandstone and mudstone. Researchers aim to determine whether the features observed could be attributed to natural geological processes or human activity. Studies of erosion patterns and sediment deposition have been conducted to understand the natural forces that may have shaped the monument. Researchers have also explored the historical and cultural context of the Ryukyu Islands to find potential connections between the Yonaguni monument and ancient civilizations, examining artifacts and other archaeological sites in the region. The Yonaguni monument remains a topic of controversy and debate within the scientific community. Many geologists and archaeologists are skeptical of the claim that the monument is a human-made structure. They argue that the evidence points more convincingly toward a natural geological formation and caution against drawing conclusions without more definitive proof. Despite the skepticism, alternative theories continue to be explored. Proponents of the human-made theory call for more extensive underwater excavations and research to uncover potential artifacts or further structural elements that could shed light on the monument's true nature. Regardless of its origin, the Yonaguni monument holds significant cultural and historical interest. It has become a focal point for discussions about ancient civilizations, lost cities, and the mysteries of human history. The ancient underwater city of Alexandria, located at the mouth of the Nile River in Egypt, is a treasure trove of archaeological wonders and historical insights. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE, it quickly rose to become the cultural and economic hub of the ancient world. However, parts of this legendary city succumbed to the sea due to earthquakes and tsunamis over centuries. Diving into the depths of the Mediterranean, Frank Goddio and his team's exploration of Alexandria's underwater ruins stands as a testament to human curiosity and technological prowess. The discovery of this ancient city submerged beneath the sea intertwines the grand narratives of history, technology, and myth, offering a window into one of antiquity's greatest civilizations. The use of state-of-the-art technology, including submersible robots and sophisticated sonar mapping, marks a significant evolution in underwater archaeology, reminiscent of the groundbreaking exploration of the Titanic wreck. Yet, while the Titanic's discovery opened the deep sea to archaeologists, Goddio's project breathed life back into ancient urban landscapes, showcasing the advancements in archaeological methods. The preservation of artifacts and structures found underwater presents unique challenges, starkly contrasting with those encountered in the preservation of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The saltwater environment of Alexandria erodes materials over time, demanding innovative solutions for conservation, highlighting the diverse challenges archaeologists face based on the context of their discoveries. The uncovering of the royal quarters and temples in Alexandria offers unparalleled insights into the Ptolemaic dynasty's architectural and cultural grandeur, drawing comparisons to the discovery of Pompeii. However, Alexandria reveals its secrets from beneath the waves, providing a unique lens through which to view ancient urban planning and religious practices. When compared to other ancient submerged cities like Baiae or Pavlopetri, Alexandria's ruins underscore the city's cosmopolitan nature, standing as a testament to its role as a center of commerce, culture, and knowledge. Alexandria's position as a cultural and economic hub in the ancient world is further emphasized by the diversity of artifacts found, echoing the melting pot of cultures found in Silk Road cities like Samarkand. The discovery of remnants believed to be part of the Pharos Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, underscores Alexandria's advanced engineering and pivotal role in ancient navigation. much like the Great Wall of China's significance in its own civilization. The successful exploration of Alexandria's underwater ruins not only advances our understanding of ancient civilizations, but also inspires further technological innovation in underwater archaeology. This quest to uncover the past mirrors how the space race propelled aerospace technology, demonstrating the impact of historical exploration on modern advancement. Moreover, the cultural resonance of these discoveries, akin to the fascination sparked by the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb, highlights the enduring allure of Egypt's ancient civilizations. Exhibitions of artifacts from Alexandria's underwater ruins have captured the global public imagination. Delving into the depths of the Mediterranean, the underwater excavations of Alexandria have unveiled treasures that paint a vivid picture of a city steeped in glory and history. Among the ruins and relics, a myriad of statues, sphinxes, and architectural marvels whisper tales of ancient Alexandria's cultural and artistic zenith. One of the most breathtaking discoveries is a giant statue believed to depict Ptolemy II, an emblem of the fusion between Hellenistic and Egyptian influences that characterize the Ptolemaic dynasty. Crafted from red granite, this colossal figure stands as a bridge between two worlds, reminiscent of the grand colossi of Memnon in Luxor, Egypt, and underscoring the tradition of monumental sculpture that flourished in ancient Egyptian culture. The seabed also revealed sphinxes and statues of Egyptian gods and goddesses. These findings not only highlight the Ptolemies' efforts to weave together their Greek heritage with the rich tapestry of Egyptian religious symbolism. The sphinxes, majestic with their lion bodies and human heads, serve as symbols of the ruler's wisdom and power, reflecting the broader narrative of Greek and Egyptian cultural intermingling. Furthermore, the recovery of architectural fragments from Alexandria's waters provides a window into the city's architectural prowess and urban planning. Columns, capitals, and friezes bear witness to a city where Egyptian, Greek, and Roman influences converged, creating a unique aesthetic that mirrored Alexandria's identity as a melting pot of civilizations. This aspect of the discoveries draws parallels with the archaeological finds in ancient Rome, where a similar amalgamation of architectural styles speaks to a rich, interconnected Mediterranean world. The excavation also brought to light an assortment of pottery and jewelry, offering glimpses into the daily lives, trade, and artistic expressions of Alexandria's denizens. The variety of pottery, from utilitarian domestic vessels to elaborately decorated ceremonial pieces, suggests a society of complex social strata and diverse needs. Meanwhile, the jewelry, gold earrings, necklaces, and rings, often embellished with precious stones, underscores Alexandria's affluence and its pivotal role in the trade networks that crisscrossed the Mediterranean. These artifacts not only reveal the city's artistic flair, but also its connections to a wider world. Through these discoveries, the underwater ruins of Alexandria continue to fascinate and enlighten, offering a mosaic of insights into one of antiquity's most magnificent cities. When divers stumbled upon a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera in 1901, little did they know they were about to uncover one of the most astonishing artifacts of the ancient world, the Antikythera mechanism. Often hailed as the world's first analog computer, this device, dating back to around 100 BCE, is a marvel of ancient engineering and scientific knowledge. With its intricate system of over 30 bronze gears housed in a wooden frame, the mechanism was designed to predict lunar and solar eclipses, track the cycles of the Olympic Games, and model the moon's complex orbit, showcasing a level of technological sophistication that seems centuries ahead of its time. But what's truly fascinating about the Antikythera mechanism isn't just its complexity and precision. It also served as an astronomical and calendar device, capable of calculating the positions of the sun, moon, and perhaps even the planets. It featured dials for the zodiac and solar calendar, embedding celestial phenomena within the fabric of timekeeping in ancient Greek society. Inscriptions on the device acted as a user guide, revealing a profound understanding of astronomy and mathematics among its creators and users. While the origins of this extraordinary artifact remain speculative, many believe its connection to Alexandria isn't far-fetched. Known as the intellectual beacon of the Hellenistic world, Alexandria was home to the legendary library and the museum, a research institution that attracted scholars like Euclid, Hero, and Archimedes. Their contributions to mathematics, physics, and engineering could very well have influenced the creation of the Antikythera mechanism, suggesting it may have originated from this vibrant scientific community. In fact, some scholars posit that the principles behind the mechanism could have been inspired by Archimedes himself, although he lived earlier than the device's estimated creation date. The discovery of the Antikythera mechanism in a shipwreck hints at the extensive trade networks and cultural exchanges of the time, linking Alexandria with other Greek locales, including Antikythera. Such connections likely facilitated the spread of technological and scientific knowledge across the Mediterranean. The legacy of the Antikythera mechanism extends far beyond its historical and archaeological significance. It stands as a testament to the technological achievements of the ancient Greeks, challenging our perceptions of ancient technology and highlighting their sophisticated understanding of mechanical devices. Modern scientists and engineers have drawn inspiration from this ancient marvel, leading to new discoveries about ancient science and technology, and even the development of replicas using ancient techniques. Ongoing research, employing advanced imaging techniques, continues to unveil the secrets of the Antikythera mechanism, offering insights not just into the device itself, but also into the scientific and cultural milieu of the Hellenistic period. Through the lens of this remarkable artifact, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of the ancient world, particularly the pivotal role played by Alexandria in fostering a legacy of innovation and knowledge that continues to inspire to this day.